What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a tutorial video for you on how to make gauntlets for Star Guardian Poppy. These are pretty simple in design, but you might find yourself struggling with exactly how to make it happen. So I wanted to show you my process in hopes that I can give a bit of guidance to other cosplayers. First step is making the basic pattern for the gauntlets. I used two base pieces, a diamond shape and a circle, measured to fit my forearm. Both pieces were around 7 by 5 inches. I traced these onto 6mm thick foam purchased from Michaels and then cut them out using my wood burning tool with a knife attachment. I prefer to cut foam with this heat tool because it gives a more consistent and clean cut compared to a regular X-Acto or craft knife, in my opinion. After cutting out the pieces, I shaped them using my heat gun. First onto a chip can, then on my arm to further exact the shape I needed. A good heat gun is an essential part of the cosplayer's toolkit, and I suggest anyone working with foam to definitely get one. Next, I wanted to build the center structure of the diamond piece for these gauntlets. I did this by carefully measuring the desired height of the diamond and cutting 3 pieces for each structure out of cardboard. After hot gluing the structure onto the diamond shape, I cut out triangles from 1mm foam to build the exterior of the diamond shape. I hot glued these on as well and used my wood burning tool with a different tip to smooth out any mismatched edges. Switching to the oval gauntlet piece, I used my original pattern to create a pattern for the foam edge. I cut it out and made sure it fit on the oval piece how I wanted, then cut it from the same 6mm foam that I used for the base piece. I dremeled down the inside edge to give it a nice clean bevel, and then sanded the edge further by hand to smooth it out. After some light heat shaping, I adhered the edge to the oval with contact cement, and then dremeled the outside so that both pieces were flush and smooth. And then I followed that with some hand sanding. I don't know if others struggle with this, but I happen to have a cat who loves the taste of craft foam. It's a constant struggle to keep my pieces out of her reach. Here you can see she even took a bite out of this one while I wasn't looking. Just as well, there is a bit of a gap between the edge and the base piece of my oval gauntlet. Let me show you how we fix and repair that as well as the bite mark. Thanks to Kamui Cosplay, and if you don't know her, go check her out. She's an actual goddess of cosplay. I've started using Quick Seal on my foam pieces. Quick Seal will cover up any gaps or small gouges or seams you might have in your armor. Just apply it to your piece where the gap is and push it around until it makes a smooth transition between the two pieces. I also took Quick Seal around the edge to close the small gap between the edge piece and the base oval piece. I then let that dry for a few hours. In the meantime, it's time to make the edge for the diamond gauntlet. I used 1mm thick foam for this. Basically, I took about an inch of foam and folded it over onto itself, adhering it closed with contact cement. It takes about 15 minutes for contact cement to dry, but you can speed this process up a bit by hitting it with the heat gun for a moment before folding it closed. I'm kind of terrible at geometry, so I measured out the length of each side by putting it up to the piece and making marks with a pencil. You want the folded edge to be toward the center of the diamond, covering about half of it. I then cut those edges off with a regular X-Acto knife. I applied contact cement to the edges of the foam cover, let it dry, and pushed those edges together, giving me one piece that can just slip over the top of the diamond. With that now put together, the next step is to mark where you're gluing the edges. I lined up the foam and marked onto the diamond with a pencil. The only part you need to apply contact cement to on the edging is the folded part. On the diamond itself, I put contact cement from the marked point down to the bottom of the diamond. After drying, carefully press the edge onto the diamond gauntlet. From there, you can flip it over and mark off the edge of the gauntlet and trim the excess away. You want to leave a bit so it can still fold over and lay flush with the bottom side of the piece. Once you trim the excess foam away, you can then glue down the edge with contact cement. Alright, almost done. So next I use my trusty quick seal once again to fill in the seams between my edge pieces. So I use Plasti-Dip to prime my armor pieces. Plasti-Dip is a spray-on rubber coating often used for truck beds, and you can find it either in the automotive department or with spray paint at hardware stores or Walmart. Make sure you do this outside with proper ventilation and breathing protection. If you're doing this inside a garage or more closed space, you'll definitely need a ventilation mask. If you're outside, you should be fine to just use a dust mask. And definitely get plenty of disposable gloves for this part. I put 2 coats of Plasti-Dip on my armor. To paint these pieces, I used acrylic paint, 2 to 3 coats each of titanium white, buttercup, and metallic gold. I put the 2 pieces together using Loctite Super Glue Professional Liquid. And to wear the gauntlets, I made a band out of 4-way stretch metallic gold lycra. It's actually Yaya Han brand that I found at 80% discount. And then I attached Velcro to the band and the bottom of the oval gauntlet piece.
So there you go, guys. That's my tutorial on how to make Star Guardian Poppy's gauntlets. And make sure you drop this video a like and subscribe for more cosplay tutorials and content in the future.